Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of our Nordic Village Let's Build. And in today's episode, we're going to be working on a couple more houses. Last episode, we got this house all finished up, looking nice, looking gorgeous, got the interior done and everything. And this is probably going to be the largest house, or at least of the houses that we already have planned in the village, just because the plot is a lot bigger. Today, I want to tackle this one right here, and this is going to be, I think, a much smaller house than the other ones. So this house is going to take up roughly this space right here. Maybe we'll make it a little bit smaller, we'll have to see. But we're going to go up 5 high in the front, and 1, 2, 3, 4... or I'm sorry, I misspoke. We'll go 4 high in the back, I think. No, I was right. We're gonna go up 5 high here. So 4 and then the top block. There we go. And this is gonna be a long and thin house, which is pretty typical of this style of architecture, actually. You'll see a lot of this. This one might end up being kind of the same way just because of, space constraints. But I think this will work. So let's go here to here. Just kidding. Here to here. And let's go walls oak. There we go. And then let's raise that up. Stack 4. Oh. Undo. You and you. That needs to go away. And then let's stack that 5. There we go. So we'll bring that up to about here or so. Now, this, I think we need to change. We're going to want, well, not necessarily. This can probably stay. But I think I do want to do that kind of L-shape corner, kind of like we have here. I think that looks good. And it also kind of prevents you from being able to see that gap between, which I think looks a little weird. So we'll do that. Same here and same there. Okay, so there we go. We got ourselves a reasonable house shape design thing. And now we need to start working on the roof, believe it or not. We're actually going to tackle the roof like right off the bat. So let me grab a few things. There we go. We'll grab all the dark oak bits that we need. And we're going to keep in mind that this is the road right here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line of dark oak stairs on both sides, just like this. There we go. And then here, we'll start going up like this. And over. And over again. And again. And there we go. All right. So that is our roof shape. Is that higher than the other? I think it is. Yes, it is. And it's because this is on a higher elevation than this side, which is fine. So let me get the other side of this done, and then I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got the roof framed out. What I want to do here, though, is something a little bit different. I kind of want a couple little dormer windows, like right in here. Maybe we start them right at this level. Why are you not placing where I want you to place? There we go. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this guy would turn. Oh, come on now. Turn. There. Except that is the dead center of the house, isn't it? Okay, well, tell you what. Then here's what we'll do. We'll make them even thinner. We'll do 3 in between. And they'll just come up like that. And like so. We'll keep it real simple. Ooh, actually, that's not going to work either. It's going to have to go this height. And like that, isn't it? In order for the roof to line up properly. Although, we could potentially go... What if we did this? Instead of turning, we do this first. That gives us a little more space to work with. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Okay. Genius. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got that. And then we just need to do the same thing on the other side. So just like that. And that should be good. Now, I need spruce stuff. So let's grab planks, slabs, and stairs. And we'll start filling those in. So right here, we're going to have planks. No. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Right here, we'd have that. Yep. Okay, good. Right here, we'd have something like this. Probably easier to do this side first, actually. Do something like that. Right here, it's going to turn like this. We'll bring that around like so. And like so. And then that bad boy comes all the way across. So that's good. Okay. Now over here, it's much simpler, just rows of planks and stairs, I think. That's my thought process anyway. Just keep it nice and simple. Break that. Stairs here. Now, I am not... Well, we can fill these in. That's fine. I don't know. I think I want to work on the slope here before I get too much farther into this. Because we want to have that little... We want to have kind of the sloping roof. Right? That kind of gradually slopes down. So then this guy would be like right here. Maybe we even bring that out like that. I think that's probably a better slope. Then we'll stick our little pointy bits on the end. And we can do that here as well. And here. Oh, come on now. There we go. So those kind of stick out too. Then we'll get our slabs in like, or our spruce planks in like this. We can put these ones in. Spruce stair. Maybe turn it about here. Now, let's turn it about there. No, let's not. Let's turn it right here. I was right the first time. So like that. And then we'll bring those down like that, I think. So here, there, and like so. So just to give us a little bit of something on that roof. And I don't think it's necessary to do all of this on this one. I think we can probably leave it just like that, and I think it'll be fine. Now here, we've got a few options. I really like this effect. This is actually kind of a cool effect with the fences like that. So we might make use of that somewhere, but this is where our main doorway is going to be. And it's super, super, super dark in here. So let me just grab some torches. And let's light this up so you guys can actually see. And then we're going to go here to here and change that into spruce. Okay. Let's also put a torch there and there, once again, so you guys can see. And let's just fill in any of these sections that are just kind of sticking out and looking weird. So we'll do something like that, I think. Now, we have a couple options. We could do windows in the top. That's one possibility, and it wouldn't look bad. And I just broke the one that had the torch on it, naturally. Okay, change of plans. Put the torches up there instead, I guess. And that might be a viable option. Do like 3 tall windows like this. That could look good. I don't think I'm going to make the top. I'm not going to make the upstairs accessible in this house. I want this house to be a bit smaller. I don't want it to be as spacious on the inside. I want it to be a little bit more, I guess, poor, for lack of a better term. So we're going to bring a log across like that, and then a couple logs like this. And then I'm going to grab some spruce slabs, and we're going to fill this part in. We're just going to cover it up entirely so you won't be able to get up there, and that's going to severely decrease the size of the house, or at least the interior of the house, which I think in this case is what I want. However, looking at this now, I think I actually want to move that down one. Let's see, how's that feel? Yeah, that's better. That's much lower. That's much lower. Which is not bad. That's perfectly fine, honestly. Let's grab a torch, put a torch here and here, just to keep that lit up. And that should be good. This feels like a good size and a good height. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Okay. Now back here, we've got some things. We've got some space. And I kind of want to go with the feel that half of this house is actually down, kind of underneath the ground. And the way we can kind of do that is by knocking out windows up here, or better yet, let's do it like this. There we go. I like that better. And then over here, we can knock out some windows that are at the lower elevation, right? Maybe one there as well, and here's where it kind of starts to go down. So you can see, and what we could also do, this is another thought, we could potentially raise up the house like this. So you've got some space up here and some space down here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, changing elevations. Gotta love it. Okay, now, torch here, torch here, torch here. Go away. We'll put torches there, and that torch here. And that really also helps kind of emphasize the change in elevation. So this is good. Now, we'll grab our glass panes and put those in. We'll do that to all the windows, including the upstairs ones. Get rid of that. There. And I think that's all of them. Pretty sure. And then we've got a couple little things up here. And I think what I'm going to do with these, rather than put windows in them, is we'll grab ourselves some fences. I think these are just regular oak fences. And we'll just put those in there. And I like the way that I like the connected texture on that. I think that looks good. And it's rather interesting, all things considered. So we'll do something along those lines. Up here, maybe I'll put another fence. I'm not a fan. We'll just leave that, I guess. That's okay. Now here, on the other hand, I do like that. Although I think it's a bit too big. It's too much. Yeah. We're gonna have to do something else here to kind of decorate this front portion. So, bearing that in mind, I think what we'll do is we'll put our door on this side, and then over here, I'll put a window. And let's grab an oak stair, put that right here. We'll grab a door, put our window in, put our door in, and there we go. Oh, nope, that wasn't what I meant to do. Here we go. There. So we've got our door, we've got our window, and we could do like some sort of a cover over this if we wanted to, or, whatever. Maybe we do something like that, just to kind of add a little bit to that. Up here, we need to put our windows in. But that is pretty simple. I mean, that's a very simple little house. It's nothing super fantastic or fancy. Let's go ahead and see if we can decorate it real quick. We're not going to put nearly as much time into decorating the interior of this house as we did the last one, because A, it's a much smaller house, and I'm not as worried about it, and B, I'd like to get one more house done today, actually. So, let's see. We will do a little kitchen area over here. We'll just say a single furnace. Let's look at decoration. We've got a spice rack we can put there. Shelves. Maybe put a cupboard here. Put maybe a cheese wheel on top of the spice rack. What else do we have? Rusted iron fence. Maybe these guys are farmers? So we put some farming tools here in the corner or something. Maybe like that. Maybe they're even sitting on the table, right? Got our farming tools sitting on this. That's not really the right kind of table, though. There we go. Better. We'll put it on top of there like so. They do need a little bit of food and stuff, so maybe we'll hang some fish up here, and since we can just kind of wrap this along the edge and go into over here. And I think that's fine, and then it's a little bit more interesting that way as well. So you got fish hanging up there. Although if they're farmers, I think it would probably make a little more sense if they also had, a few more vegetables and things. So let's do that. We can maybe put an apple on top of here. And then maybe, let's see, what else? Scroll of rubies, silver coins, sack of flour, sure. We'll put that maybe over here. Wheels, cage bars, bearskin? Sure, we can... Oh, that's not the right one. There's a different... Maybe we give him like a little sheepskin rug over here. You know, as you kind of walk in and up. And then as far as tables and chairs go, let's see what we've got for chairs. Wood chair. Sign. Maybe we just do a little chair like that. Ooh. There we go. Try again. Maybe we just put a little chair over here for them to sit on. Something along those lines. That's probably good. And then we'll just grab like a chest. Ooh, kitchen table with tools. That's super awesome. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, but it doesn't always have tools on it. It only does in certain spots, it seems. That's okay. We'll do that. And then I'll just put like a little chest right here. And I'm going to change the bed so it's like that. Do I like that, or do I prefer it in the corner? I think I like it better in the corner. Yeah, and then what we can do, we'll just go with the flower pot method. So grab a flower pot, grab a blue orchid, table, flower. Can you not put... Oh, that's super dumb. You can't put stuff on top of that. Okay. Do that then. That's fine. We'll do that. All right, so there we go. We got another little house all completed and looking good. So now, let's kind of get a feel for this. Let's see. We've got one house here. One house here. We're going to have another house here, I think, although I don't know if I want... maybe we don't want another house here. Maybe we want something else over here. This is going to be like a little well and garden, I think. In fact, we're probably better off. I don't think I have time to build another full house in this episode, but let's go set air, and let's build a little bit of a well just right here. So I think first and foremost, we're going to go... I need my wooden axe. There we go. Let's go here to here, set air, and then stack 4. Sure, just dig it down a ways, basically. Then we'll go here to here, walls, cobble. There we go. So we get some nice cobblestone walls. And then we'll fill the bottom with water as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go fill, water, 5. No? Do I have to do... Yep, gotta do it one at a time. There we go. All right, that's fine. So we've got that all filled up with water. Now, let's look at walls. We have... I thought there were... Aha, there we go. So, small oak logs are what they're called instead. And they're basically the size of cobblestone walls, which makes them perfect for a well. At least if you ask me. Let's grab a little bit of... Let's go dark oak. And then spruce. And let's just put a little bit of a roof on this guy. If we can. Maybe we might not even have the space to do it properly, but I think we can. Barely. Go like that. And then here we'll do spruce like that. There we go. Although, the problem then is that this is not... There's no center. Which is a little bit of an issue. Let's grab some cobblestone slabs. And just kind of fill that in. And actually, let's grab some oak logs as well. And I think I'm going to do this. Because I think that looks better. There we go. And one here. There. So that would be a nice little well. Except it needs some stuff. So maybe we do this. Maybe we go rope. If I can spell, there we go. Maybe we go and we grab the rope. We put a rope right here with a thingy like that. And then is there a no, that's a regular bucket. Empty barrel? Yeah, there we go. So it's like you can lower that down. Oh, and then here's an idea. So there's a rope there, rail. This rail rope. You can do some kind of sneaky things with this. So this rope basically functions just as a rail would, okay? So what that means is if I put that here and here, right, and then this guy right here, then I break this, you can see that rope goes up. Although, I think I'm gonna change that a little bit. Because we've got the rope that comes up to here already. So we might as well, let's see. Where's that go? Here? Might as well bring it up all the way, right? All the way to the ceiling thing. But you can see that goes up all the way over there. So then, what I could do is I could put that over here and tie it down. Or I could find some way to make like a crank, which I think would be a bit cooler. So, if we go rope around a log like this, and this is something, I was on the Westeros Craft server the other day, and I saw this, and I was like, that is a brilliant idea. You can make like a little hand crank type thing doing something like this. It works better. It works significantly better, though, if the log is like let's see, what do you need to face? This way? Is that right? No, it would have to be like up here. And I'm just going to show you this because why not? But if you do it properly, which I can't seem to do right now, there we go. You can actually do something like this. And then you just make sure all the levers are going the same direction. And you basically have like a little hand crank to turn to turn the thing with, which I thought was very, very clever. Very, very, very clever, in fact. But I think it might be a little big for this. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we stick like a fence right here, stick that in, And then you basically just turn the crank and it lowers the bucket. Yeah, that could work. Maybe. I don't know. What about you? I'd like one that only has like one thing going into it. What about that? No, that won't work either. I don't know. There's a few different ideas and things. Dark oak fence gate. What does that look like? Ooh, just kidding. That's a fence gate. I don't need a fence gate. Yeah, none of these options really work for what I'm looking for. But it was just a thought. Just kind of a cool thing you could try, you know, if you ever want to use something like that. So maybe what we'll do instead is I'll just take my rope, the rail one. We'll put it right here. And let's just see if we've got like a stake. Or a... what could we use? Let me look through my options here, guys. I'll be back in a sec. All right, guys, I am back. We'll just use a lever. I think that works really well. Like, it totally looks like it's holding the thing down. It lines up in the right spot in this texture pack. So I think this is perfect. But we got ourselves a little bit of a well here. Now, we've got the well, but the area around it is not exactly amazing. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to grab my stick. This is, what is this? Coarse dirt? This is all coarse dirt. And we will go mask 3-1, which is coarse dirt. And we're just going to convert a lot of that coarse dirt to regular grass. I showed you how to do that in a previous episode. It's basically just a world edit command if you're not familiar. But we will do that. We'll convert all that to grass, okay? Then I want to look at mossy stuff. So we'll grab some mossy stone brick, maybe some mossy cobblestone, mossy stone top. There's all sorts of cool mossy stuff here that we might be able to make use of. So let's just see. We can maybe do something like that. Let's just kind of work our way around. We just got to be careful not to break that rope, because if I do, it's going to be a nightmare to put it back. And we'll just kind of mix some mossy cobble around. Oh no. That's all right. That one's easy. It's the upper ones that are a pain. I also probably want some grass. And let's just kind of mix some regular mossy stone in here as well. And I'm just going to basically keep coming through here and mixing in different mossy materials. So here we've got like mossy stone brick. We've got mossy regular stone. We can mix in some moss stone itself, which is actually a material in Conquest. And the goal is to give us a feel that is not... It doesn't... how do you explain it? It doesn't feel unnatural. Or it doesn't... We want it to feel natural. We want it to feel very organic. Rather than very planned and intentional. So I think this kind of does the trick. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But it's not horrible either. And I think it will work for our purposes. Let's put that back. There we go. So we got ourselves a little bit of a well there. And we got ourselves this other house built. But unfortunately, guys, I am out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.